Friends, good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to the Cozy Condo, and my name is Susan if you don't already know. I wanted to show you around today my spring refresh that I've done after I took all my gazillions of bunnies down and Easter stuff down, and I just wanted to give it a fresh, clean palette to start, I guess, late spring, early summer. I wasn't ready to put my beach stuff out yet. It's kind of hard to get in the beach mood when all the beaches are closed, but I hope you like what I put out. Because there's not much you can do as far as going to stores, which was a good thing. And I just shopped my house. I looked around. I knew that I wanted to use blues. Blues just always look so fresh and clean to me. And I knew I had some blue pieces around. I just had to dig them out and dust them off. Had more than I remembered too. So I pulled them out and tried to do the best I could with plugging in blues here and there. And I just wanted to share that with you to show you that you probably have stuff stuffed away you don't even know. As my grandmother would say, I've been keeping house for a long time. So I do have a lot of stuff pushed to the back or way in the back, covered with layers of dust. So I'm going to take the camera down and show you around, and I hope you like this little refresh that I've done. It's kind of to me it looks very clean and not too cluttered. So anyway, see what you think. Go take a peek at the mantel, and you can see it's all about the blues. The only thing that I bought, turn the camera too quickly. The only thing I bought was those blue candles. I did not have any blue candles, so I ordered them from Amazon. But everything else, I shopped my house and put it out, and I love it. I think it's just a breath of fresh air. So let me zoom in a little closer so you can see a lot of this stuff you've seen before, but just in different vignettes. So this is that little Jamestown Exposition commemorative plate that I have. I've used it, I think, one other time. And switched up the porcelains. The thing that I forgot I had was I have two of these little Mother's Day plates. They're by Royal Copenhagen, and I have one for this year my oldest son was born and one for my youngest. This is 81. That was my youngest son's birth year. So I truly forgot I even had those. I have a lot of the Royal Copenhagen Christmas plates that at my other house I had them hanging in the kitchen, but I don't have them here. And then I found some blue books and stacked them up. And then these two pieces right here are gifts from my friend Shelley. She visited, her son lived in the Netherlands, and she visited the Dresden factory, and she got me that. Then she gave me that as a Christmas gift. And then I have a collection of 3 of these feather edge platters. They're really old, and it was a technique they used way back in colonial times. I know these are not colonial times platters, but it was a technique they used, and somebody replicated it later. Probably, I would say this is probably in the late 1800s. I don't know for sure. Y'all might know more than me. And then over here on my little chest, I just didn't know what to put over here. So I had these yellowware bowls that have a blue edge to them, and when I came across that mason jar of marbles, I said, well, I'm going to pull out all the blue and clear marbles. There's some white ones in here too, and put them in here. And I think they look so pretty when the sun comes in this window and hits them. and just makes them sparkle. You know, it's like cheap jewelry. So that's all I did there. But I want to come over to my pie safe and let you see what I did there. I did something a little different. I had this crock that I kept on the top of my refrigerator, and I said, oh, it's got blue in it. I pulled it down, plopped this old kind of beat up looking fern in there, put some fairy lights around it, and hung this little house plaque up that I got at Michael's after Christmas for 90% off. And then I'm like, I want to put my collections in a basket. These are just little collections, little things that I pick up at when you go to a little antique shop and or an estate sale and you just want to get a little something, you know, to support the business, or it's something you like. I like these little different things. So I did pick up these paintbrushes at a really cute, I guess it was an antique shop, or had just opened, so they had some really cute things in there. And then I also got those flashcards because they had blue on them. And I just call this basket my little basket of collectibles, little tiny collectibles that I collect. And then I love collecting old books, so I put the old books in there. And then I just had this grouping of candles. They're not old, but I threw them in there too to kind of add some more life to the basket, and threw these beads on it. And I think it turned out really cute, all my little precious special things. I would like to collect even more paintbrushes, and I don't know, I just like little things like that. They don't cost much when you go out thrifting, and you're supporting the business by buying something. So anyway, that's that. And then on this chair, I just put a stack of books, and I kept my Rae Dunn watering can with the tulips because I still like the way they look. And then on my couch, you know I'm a pillow hoarder, so I pulled out all my blue pillows that had blue in them, and this little old throw that I've had since, my goodness, I think I probably had it since like the 1980s. I'm serious. It's that old. And put the pillows and the blue throw on the couch. And then I really did not know what to put on my coffee table. And if you haven't seen this coffee table before, this is one my husband built out of some old wood. And it's sturdy enough that you could probably park a Volkswagen on it. But so anyway, I just used this little piece of spongeware, set it on the pedestal, and I had forgotten that I had these little different pieces of spongeware, and I'll show you. This is just a bowl, and I got these like probably in the early 1990s. I'm old, but I'm not that old. They were house parties. They were called Workshops of Gerald Hen. It was kind of like a longer burger party, and they sold baskets, and they sold these pottery pieces, and that's the thing on the back. They were out of Ohio. I don't even think they're in business anymore, but you could get this spongeware in a couple colors. I know one of the other colors was green, but I bought the blue ones. So I said, well, I don't know what to put on this coffee table, so I'm going to put this blue bowl, plop this candle in it with the candle ring, and call it a day. Clean, simple, and that's all there is. And then, of course, you know, over here, I can't put anything because when my husband comes home, he puts his iPad and his book and his mail that he says he's going to go through that lays there for days upon days. So then I just move it down and I throw it all in that basket down there. So I kind of keep that clear. And I did change the secretary a little bit. I found some more of that spongeware. Have this little spongeware pitcher, and then another one of those bowls. And I kept those little baby cups. And then I did have a blue and white plate here, but I switched out just for something different and put this one. And then this is my grandmother's little child's tea set. And that little bud vase is something that my mother-in-law gave me several years ago. And I love it. Kind of has an Art Nouveau look to it with all that cut out in the silver. And then down here is the other Mother's Day plate, and this is the 1979 one. So I'm so glad I kept those. And this is the smallest of the set of mixing bowls that I have in this pottery. And I do use the mixing bowls all the time, but I did forget about all these other smaller pieces. And then this bowl is something my mom bought me back from one of her travels. I think maybe she went to Charleston. She said it was a rice bowl and that those little spots in it are supposed to represent rice. And if you hold it up to the light, although we don't have a lot of sunlight coming in, you can kind of see they're kind of opaque and you can kind of see through them, translucent, whatever that word is. You know, you can see them. Oh, there you can see it better. But I think she got it when she went to Charleston, not sure. So that's all I did there. That is it. That is it. Over here, I just pulled out some brass candlesticks and family pictures. That's it. Can't get any simpler than that. And that's kind of the time we're living in, simpler times. I hadn't planned to come over here to the kitchen, but I thought I may as well show you this. I tried to bring out some bumblebee things that I had, just because I love the yellows and I think that looks nice and springy and summery too. I did bring out this, the lemons, just for the centerpiece on my table. And when I cleaned out my laundry room, I found all these Longaberger baskets that I had stuffed away. So I cleaned up that one and just put some lemons in it, and I think it looks really cute with the black and white buffalo check. And then over here, I took down my mug rack and just moved my tier tray over here and just put the few bumblebee things that I have. I had hoped maybe to get a couple more. I really wanted the honey bee mug that Ray Dunn made, but you know, TJ Maxx and all of the stores that carry them closed up. So anyway, made do with what I had. I had all of this stuff really. I had ordered a whole bunch of the, not a whole bunch, I think 8 of these little signs, one for pretty much every season or every event that I like to decorate for, from that White Ash sign company. And they're on Instagram too if you want to see them. But anyway, I just put a little bee down there, and I have a little bee here. I took him off a wreath that was falling apart. And then I had forgotten that I had this little bee Ray Dunn plate. That was one of the first pieces of Ray Dunn that I ever collected, and it got pushed to the back. And then I had this wreath that I made last year. It has a bee on it too. And then I just carried kind of the daisy theme up there and pulled out a little plate that does have lemons and has some blue, trying to bring the blue over here. And then that's Welcome to Our Honeycomb was on the wreath that I took apart. And my husband reclaimed his wine rack. I knew it was just a matter of time, but anyway, that's okay. It's okay. And then on the top, I haven't even finished decorating. I think I'm going to put a Longaberger basket that I found when I was digging through things up there, but I just haven't gotten the ladder out to put it up there. And you know how graceful I am with the ladder. So anyway, that's what I have. So I really appreciate you stopping by. You know, we are living in simpler times, and I think that's a good thing. I think, you know, it's good for us to realize and rely on things that we already have and pull out the stuff we've kept in the freezer for way too long, and you know, ask our neighbor if they need anything. So It's good. All's good, and this is going to come to an end soon. So a lot of lessons that were learned. So anyway, that's kind of what I have for you today, and I really appreciate you stopping by. I have a video already filmed for next week. Can you believe it? I got ahead of the game. I don't know. I guess I had a boring day, and I thought about what I was going to do and already filmed it. So anyway, the sun is out now. A minute ago, it looked like it was going to rain, but you guys take care, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for stopping by.